Hope you had a great weekend. We're going to dive right in and get started with what we're doing this week. You can do your writing journal, read the prompt. Starting each Monday, we're going to have a bit of media that you respond to. And so be sure to read all the instructions there and do your writing journal. And then we have our weekly agenda. And as you can see, it's a packed week. So make sure you're reading every day and checking off those boxes as you go. And then we have our weekly objectives. And again, we're going to get through all of those objectives by Friday, and by now you should be reading those and be really familiar with the setup of our weekly objectives and our agenda. And I'm getting super familiar with our box. And I'm very, very excited to see what's in our box today.
Our box today contains a little bit of nostalgia.
Oh.
What does that mean, nostalgia?
Nostalgia.
That's a big word.
Nostalgia means referring to something in the past that gives you kind of a good feeling.
Is it in the past from this school year?
Nope.
Oh, it's even further.
But it does refer to this school year in a way.
Ooh, I have a guess. I'm going to hold it until the end.
Okay.
All right. And our essential question, of course, how do you find courage in the face of fear? Make sure that you're thinking about that with every story that we read, because we're connecting them all so that you're constantly thinking about this.
Okay, we have new vocabulary this week. We have the words similar, essential, amplify, generate, and humiliation.
And before you get started on your vocabulary study guide, I want you to look at these 5 words and think about how many of these are familiar to you. So if you read these in a book, how many of them are you going to understand as you're reading, and how many of them are completely unfamiliar to you? Because if you're very familiar with 4 or 5 of them, then this week is going to be pretty easy for you. But if only 1 or 2 of these are familiar, or none of them, then you really need to spend some time studying. So pay attention to that as we show you this list.
And so in class, what we do is we talk about these words, and then we pull them up on the slides, and we pull up our study guide as well so that we can go back and forth. And as we're going through each of these slides, we're actually sitting and filling in our study guide on our computer. That's really what you should be doing. There's no reason why you should not know how to get these vocabulary words, or where do I get the synonyms and antonyms, because I still feel like some of you are not sure about that study guide. Some of you are still wanting to write definitions out of a dictionary instead of using what's on here. Some of these words are multiple meaning words, and so they're going to have lots of different ways they can be used. We're focusing on certain ones and certain parts of speech here, and so we need you to do your study guide from here.
And there's going to be a handy dandy link if you're still super confused about how to find your vocabulary study guide in the slides. There's going to be a tutorial for you to look at so that you can watch. It's 3 minutes long. It's super quick. Please take the time to look at that if you're confused. That way we can get all the kinks worked out of the problem, okay?
Okay, so let's look at the word similar. It is an adjective, and it means resembling without being identical. So if you look at the picture, those 2 flowers are similar. They're not exactly the same. They're close to the same, but they're not exactly the same. The 2 red shirts are similar. So our synonyms are alike and near, and our antonyms, remember, those are opposite words, are different and unlike. So when you are looking at this, you're not just thinking about, okay, I know that word, I know what it means. You need to learn the synonyms that are here and the antonyms that are here. And then on your vocabulary test on Friday, be careful when it asks for a synonym. That's a word that means the same thing, and an antonym is an opposite word. Okay, our next one is essential, and it is an adjective, so a describing word. It means something that is so important that you can't do without it. Having a healthy breakfast is essential to my morning routine. You can't go without having it. You have to have it. Synonyms are necessary, vital, Antonyms are unimportant or optional. So that makes sense that if something is essential to me, I have to have it. The opposite would be unimportant. I don't need it. Okay, the next one is amplify, and that is a verb. So it's something that you do. It means to increase the volume of sound. I used a microphone to amplify my voice. Wearing a mask, I have to amplify my voice. I have to make it louder so that you can hear what I'm saying. And you can see in the picture there's a lady with a microphone, so she's making her voice louder. Synonyms are increase or magnify, like a magnifying glass makes things bigger. And antonyms are reduce or quieten. Quieten.
That's not a word we use very
I was
often.
gonna say, I
Yeah.
can't
But
even, I'm looking at that going,
quieten
quieten.
has a suffix on it, that en,
Ah.
that makes
what
it
is
a verb.
That makes it a
Oh.
verb. Good to know.
So we could say you need to quieten your voices.
Ooh, that's good. Good sentence. Okay, generate. Another verb. I've noticed last week and this week we've had quite a few verbs.
Mhm.
So it means to create and develop something. So if you see there the picture, you've got a plug and you've got some wind, turbines that turn the wind. You're trying to generate the air. You're trying to generate electricity. The wind is trying to turn those turbines because they can, I don't know how it works, but there's a way to be able to get electricity from wind. I put an ad in the newspaper to generate interest in my new business. So you're trying to create something. Synonyms are cause, initiate. Antonyms are destroy and delete. Okay, and then we have humiliation. This is a good one. I think most of us probably know what this means. It's a noun. It's a feeling even more intense than a feeling of embarrassment. So there's embarrassment, and then there's humiliation. And humiliation is where you it is so much deeper than embarrassment. It says she suffered humiliation when she fell in front of everyone. And synonyms are embarrassment and shame, and antonyms are honor. So humiliation is that next level of embarrassment. It's just like, oh, I can't believe I did that.
Mm-hmm.
And wait a minute. I think we should take a pet break.
This week we're going to do things a little bit differently with our story. So each day you're going to have a separate video that really dives in deeper to our story. We want you to really get the teaching part of this. So it's important that you go ahead and click the link in your slideshow to preview your story. So today we're going to take you through what you should do as a reader before you begin reading. And we'll do this with our story of the week, which is a really great story called Embarrassed, Blame Your Brain. It dives into what happens in your brain that causes you to be embarrassed. So I think that you'll enjoy that.
It's a good one.
But make sure that you click that link and watch the video to get this previewing the text information, because it is really important.
Whenever you read, you always want to preview your text first so that you have a purpose for reading. Because your purpose for reading is not, my teacher told me to.
Exactly.
You have to really want to read it and have a reason for reading it in order to understand it and connect with it.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about sentence structure. This is very, very important, and I've noticed, and we've all noticed, as you're writing sentences, some of you are missing a few parts. So we're going to go back a little bit to the basics, and we're going to talk about what makes a good sentence. Or not even a good sentence, just a proper sentence. Okay? So first of all, every sentence has to have a subject, either a noun or a pronoun. Noun is an object, person, place, or thing. Pronoun is a word that replaces that. So he, she, it, they, those are pronouns. You have to have one of those to begin your sentence. Then a sentence contains a verb, some sort of action. Something is doing something in your sentence. The beginning of your sentence must be capitalized. I'm noticing, it breaks my heart on our vocabulary test when I see a sentence and it's not capitalized. One sentence, capitalize the beginning. I do take off points for that.
I do too.
Yes.
So make sure that you're capitalizing the beginning, and then your punctuation at the end, period, question mark, exclamation point. Pick one, I don't care which one, but use one, please.
You have to have punctuation. I read today, someone was working on their essay, and he came up to me and showed me his essay, and I looked at it and I started reading it to him, and he looked at me like, why'd you read that so fast without stopping to take a breath? I was out of breath when I got finished reading it. And I said, well, I don't see any punctuation. There's no periods. There's nothing. You have to have those so that as a reader, so you can stop and take a little break and think about the sentence that you just read.
So here's an example. I ate cake. You see it is capitalized. There is punctuation. The subject is I, so I am doing something. The verb is ate, so I ate. That's what I'm doing. So let's look here. Mary went to the grocery store. Think in your head right now. What is the subject in this sentence?
So who or what is doing something in that sentence? I think I know what it
I
is.
think I know.
What do y'all think?
Mary.
Yes, Mary is doing something. Now, what is Mary doing, or what did she do in this sentence?
Well,
What do you think?
I think that she was going somewhere. Doesn't say the word going, but it has a different tense of that word. She went.
So the subject here is Mary, and the verb is went. And notice it is capitalized at the beginning, and there's punctuation at the end. Here's another one. Isaiah bought all of the chicken salad.
Oh.
Now I notice, again, we have capitalized at the beginning, and we have a different kind of punctuation at the end. And notice that I read that a little bit differently because it was
exciting.
an exclamation point.
Yes.
So what do you think? What is the subject and verb in this sentence?
Well, I noticed that there's more than one noun in this sentence.
There is.
So be careful. Remember that the beginning of the sentence is where you want to have your subject.
Because chicken salad is not doing anything in this
No.
sentence. It's something is happening to that chicken salad. So if we look here, we see the subject is Isaiah. He's the one who's doing something. And our verb is bought. So Isaiah bought. The students forgot to do their assignment.
Oh,
dear.
I don't want to have to put a zero in the
dear.
grade book.
No. So again, capitalized beginning, period at the end. Our subject, students. Students are what is doing something in this sentence. And verb, forgot. Aw, I hate when that happens. My projector stopped working yesterday.
goodness.
Now this one's a little tricky. Can you find the subject? Can you find the verb? What is doing something in this sentence? Because I noticed that there is a pronoun and a
Yeah,
noun.
I noticed that. So who's doing it?
Who's doing the
Me? Am I doing something? Or is the projector doing something?
I think that the projector, because I didn't stop.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't stop
you
doing
didn't stop.
something. My
The
projector
did.
stopped. So our subject is projector, and verb is stopped. Notice
Oh.
projector stopped, not projector working, because it's not working, it stopped. So pay attention and really give some thought to what those sentences are saying. And when you're constructing a sentence, make sure that it says what you want it to say. Go back and read it. I know for sure that if you go back and read some of the sentences that you've written, you will not be able to understand what you have said.
That's right.
And I'm not talking about spelling, because it's okay. We're still learning spelling.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the grammar. Go back and read your sentences, even if you need to say them out loud. You're at home, you can do that. Make sure that your sentences say what you want them to say.
When you write in your writing journal, when you finish typing in your writing journal, go back and read it to yourself, and every single sentence, take a little pause and make sure, did I say what I was trying to say? Did I start with a capital? Did I end with my punctuation that I was looking to end with?
Right. So here, we're gonna take a little different look at this. What's wrong with these sentences? Tried hard yesterday. Well, I see it has a capital and it has punctuation, so that's not it. So that means it's either missing the subject or the verb.
Ooh, I know what it is.
What do you think?
I think, tried? Wait a minute. Can try do something? No.
No.
Can hard do something? Can yesterday do something? Wait a minute. It's not telling me who did it.
Yeah.
Right, we don't
It's
know
missing
who
the
tried hard.
subject.
Who tried?
Who tried hard?
So yeah, there's no subject. Who's doing something in this sentence? Let's try another one. The beautiful oak tree in my front, that's supposed to say yard, in my front yard. I see it has a capital, has a period. Huh.
Well, and then oak tree, that's, our tree is kind of our thing,
Yeah,
But-
Oh
tree
yeah, 'cause
is
that's a thing. I
that's
can
an
see it.
object.
but what is our tree doing?
I don't know.
Well, it's being in the front yard. Oh, but
Hmm.
can you just be in the front yard? You're not doing anything. You're just there.
Yeah, it doesn't tell me what's happening
I
in
don't
that
think it
sentence.
tells me
There's
what
no
the tree's
action.
There's
doing.
no action there.
So there's no verb. What's the tree doing?
It's
I don't
not.
know.
We don't know. It doesn't say.
It's only half of a sentence. Samantha's mother, Grace. Again, I see we have capital and period. So what's missing in this sentence?
Samantha's mother, Grace. Well,
We have lots of nouns.
you say there's a lot of
Yeah.
nouns there, and I think Grace might be the person doing something, but I don't know
What'd
what
she
Grace is
do?
doing. Do you know what she's
I
doing?
don't know what she's
I don't
doing.
know what she's doing. There's
There's
no verb. What's Samantha's mother doing?
We don't know. You didn't finish the sentence.
Quickly ran all the way to the front door.
Oh.
Oh,
I see our capital.
Mhm.
I see our period.
I see our action.
I know what's missing. You saw the action. Where's the subject?
Who
Who's
ran?
running?
Who ran quickly?
I don't know. I guess it's a ghost. There's no subject. Who's running? We don't know.
We don't know.
We lucked out and won the contest. Well, I see we did
Uh-huh.
something. We lucked. And I see our period.
Oh, I know what it is. Do you know what it is?
I know what it is.
On the count of three, let's
Okay.
say 1, 2, 3.
Capital
Capital letters. Oh, we didn't capitalize at the beginning.
The
All
beginning's
right.
not capitalized. My best friend went to the movies with me.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Huh.
So I
Well,
see friend,
friend.
is doing something.
the friend
The
went.
friend went. It's capitalized. Huh.
I found it. I found it. I know what it is.
What is it?
It's missing a period, or it could be an exclamation, depending on how you're reading it.
Yeah.
But it's missing its ending punctuation.
There's no punctuation. So, guys, you can do that and go through your own sentences and make sure that they have what they need. You're going to have a little practice today. This is not graded, it's just for you to practice. Practice going through these sentences and making sure that they have what they need. And as you're writing, make sure that you're writing complete sentences. It's so important. You are educated, and your sentences need to show that you're educated.
You've got this. And then we get to the end of our slideshow, and after you go through the list and you have ticked off every box and you have watched the preview video for our Embarrass Blame Your Brain, that's super important, and it's new. So make sure that you remember it, because a new thing can sometimes, you may not notice it at first. So make sure you're watching that preview video, and then you've ticked every box you're good and you're done for the day. And we get to now look at our box, and it was nostalgic.
I think it's a picture.
Oh, a picture
Because
is fun.
when I think of nostalgia and things of the past, I think of pictures.
That's
And-
really
Well,
that's true.
You are actually
Am I
right.
Oh,
I
I got one. It's
Two
a
pictures.
Oh,
Oh
two
my
pictures.
goodness.
These are class pictures of my students from when we were in third grade.
And they were my students
So,
too.
You can see Miss Lozano and Miss Nava and Miss Shuttlesworth and Miss Cook and all those sweet
Oh,
little
they're sweet
kiddos.
little-
Look at those babies.
So, yay. All right, guys. Well, it's been a great day. Thanks for sticking with us, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.